Hey, comic fans, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. And fans, you're back with me, Mike Spider Slayer, getting ready to do that all important comic book review so you, the fans, can make a decision what comic books to buy. And today, fans, we're going to be talking about The Walking Dead issue number 142. That's right, fans. This book is written by Robert Kirkman, and the artwork is done by Charlie Adlard. Again, as always, the artwork is very consistent throughout this series. It's actually gotten better. Facial expressions have gotten better. Here we get to see Andrea on the front page as well, talking with Rick on here. And, again, appreciating what's going on in Alexandria these days. Cool artwork throughout this book, like I've said. Carl looks a little bit older as time goes on. We get to see a little bit of a face him. He's got his hair slicked back now. He just kind of looks like this badass character. So it looks like he's kind of growing into this role here. And then here you get a cool two-page spread of the fair that's going on right now in Alexandria as well. So artwork's good. What I think about this actual story and what goes on in this particular issue. Now, I thought this was a good issue overall, but it is kind of fillerish, starting in a way a new story arc, I guess. And so if you don't want to see any spoilers, read your book first and then come back and see my review and my reactions towards this particular issue. Okay, so in the beginning of this book, we wind up seeing that, yes, Gregory is no more. He has been officially hung. He has had his death sentence. And this is pretty much the first death sentence that this community has had. And they had a tough time dealing with this situation. But Maggie makes it very clear that this is not the way that this society has to work. This is not the way she wants things overall. And that this was like a type of one-time situation deal. And that's what she was explaining to the community. And it doesn't look like any ramifications or anything like that is going to happen to her from her people or anything. It kind of closes the chapter here with all of this, especially when Rick and Maggie actually interact with each other here. So as the issue progresses, we get to see that the community is getting ready for the fair. And Andrea takes a moment here, and she's appreciating everything that's around her, realizing that I can't believe that we have gotten back to this point where we're like a human civilization now. And she just is in awe by it, and she's in awe by it, and she's standing beside herself. And now as the issue flips over, we get back to the Whisperers here, and we get to see Lydia, Carl's little girlfriend. And, you get to see them skinning a walker alive. And you wind up seeing that Carl just doesn't agree with the situation. He's like, this is no way to live. He's like, you said it to myself that you weren't happy with these people. And we get to see some interactions with Carl and Alpha, which is Lydia's mother. And, it's cool because Carl is standing up to her. And Alpha sits there and says, well, last I've known, you're my hostage. And she wants to learn more about Carl's people as she represents them, because they're all known as just like these weird names. They don't have this civilization, and they think it's dead. And so she wants to study the people more. Now, as the issue continues, we get to see a little bit of a relationship developing between Maggie and Dante here. They keep kind of flirting with each other. He definitely flirts with her more, and I think she kind of likes the attention. And Jesus takes note to this. So we could see an actual relationship in the future with this. Now, do you think that Maggie should move on? Because Glenn has been dead for quite a while, and I think she deserves to be happy. And I think that Dante could be this possible love interest in the future. So again, we get to see these two actually appreciate the fair that's going to go on here within the communities. And then as the issue progresses, we wind up finding Maggie finally coming face to face with Rick here, explaining everything that happens. And he finds out finally that Carl is missing. and he was pissed. He's like, what? He's like, you give my son only 2 days? So the thing that happens with Rick these days is he's got this very short temper. It seems like if something doesn't go wrong, this switch flips on him, and you can see this right here. And we get to realize that, you know, Jesus wasn't really so happy with Rick's tone. And, you know, he kind of he sets him back and says, well, she dealt with the whole thing with Gregory as well. And so he kind of took a step back, and he's like, oh, whoa, okay, fine. So what happens in the end is we wind up seeing that they have a search party going out for Carl with Michonne, Dante, and Andrea and Rick. And those are the ones that are going to be going after Carl to find him. Now, they're aware of the dangers of the Whisperers because they don't want the normal people intruding on their land because they want to be just left alone. And so, but they want to go after them. And then at the very end of this issue, the last page winds up having Alpha integrated into Alexandria. How she got in there, I'm not really sure. That's the one thing that I'm confused about. Like, she going undercover, she snuck in there at night, like, everything is heavily guarded, and somehow she snuck in, and even the blacksmith goes, you know, I haven't seen you around, how long have you been here? And she's like, not very long. So it's like she's integrated now in the population. Now, is she a threat to the community? I don't know, we'll find out. But, you know, even though every issue of The Walking Dead, it just seems like not a lot happened here. It seemed more of like a filler issue than progressed the story at all. It still was an entertaining read to see Rick deal with Maggie about Carl being away from the group and how he would handle that situation. And I did not expect the ending there with Alpha to be integrated into the population so quickly, because she was in one place and all of a sudden she's in another place. And I kind of really wanted to know, like, how did she get there? And how did she slip by? So after reading this one, I thought it was a good issue. Not a lot happened in this one, so I'm going to give this one a 4 out of 5. Very solid book. Guys, in the comments below, leave me your comments of what you thought of this particular issue of The Walking Dead, and what's your speculation here? What's going to happen? Maggie, Dante, what's going to happen with Alpha? We didn't see Negan in this issue. What's going to happen with him in the future? So lots of things still on the table that we just don't know about. Again, leave me those comments below. And fans, as always, thank you for watching Comic Book Corner 2.0. Until the next comic book review, this is Mike Spider Slayer signing off. Thanks for watching, fans. Take care. Bye.